The visual effects are pretty impressive. Now, did you get an idea of this when you were working on set? Was it all kind of green screen? In which case, I guess your imagination must be pretty amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it was great because the Wachowskis had great storyboards. They had a lot of material to show us so they could sort of help our imagination. But yeah, no, it was definitely one of the first films I had to work with this much green screen, and that does push you technically as well.
Did you have sort of like tennis balls on sticks, or...?
Occasionally there was stuff like that. Yeah, there was a lot of stuff like that, but actually a lot of the people in it were real. I mean, I know that Eddie had a lot of his henchmen were sort of created afterwards as well. But I didn't really deal with them so much. But most of there was a lot of prosthetics, and then the worlds around these people were green screen.
Snog, marry, avoid.
Okay.
If you had to snog, marry, avoid, you know, between Mila Kunis, Channing Tatum, and Eddie Redmayne, who would you choose?
Well, I'd marry Mila. I don't want to upset one of them. I'll avoid Eddie because he's in London, so it'd be more embarrassing because I would have to see him more often. And I'd give Channing a kiss because, I mean, who wouldn't?
What's he like to work with?
Lovely. I mean, women will be very happy to know that Channing is as awesome and lovely and wonderful as you would ever hope him to be. Yeah, he's just the best.
Would you rather have the ability to space travel or time travel?
I think time travel. I think that would be really interesting. Space travel, I mean, you could travel and be pretty lonely. I think there's a lot you could sort of really discover in going back and forth in time.
Did you ever want to have a more physical, sort of active role? I mean, obviously you got physical with some ladies.
Yes, I did get physical with a few ladies. No, I mean, it was amazing to see some of the work they were doing. They were being pushed to places that were really challenging. I mean, pretty much 95% of the stuff that you see them doing, like falling, climbing, whizzing around, they actually did physically as people. They weren't just computer-generated effects. They were on gimbals. You know, they threw Mila off a 100-foot building. Yeah. You know, and they just did all sorts of stuff. So it was massively challenging. So yeah, you always want to get involved in a bit of that, but it's something you have to train for as well. Like Channing trained for months to actually be able to have his body. You know, when you're on wires being flipped around, pushed up, you know, it puts a massive strain on your back, on your neck. So you've got to actually be physically prepared for that. So yeah, it's not as easy as it looks. That's why the film takes, you know, good part of a year to make, because, you know, you're filming like 10 seconds a day when you're doing that sort of stuff.
You've played two kind of big roles who have privileged backgrounds, obviously Titus in Jupiter Ascending and Harry in the Riot Club. Do you ever just want to, I don't know, play a toilet cleaner?
Play a toilet? Yeah, I would love to. I would love to, and I'm sure that's something along those lines is sort of probably in the pipeline.